Okay, Levi Onwuzurike is out for the season, and just a tough blow for a Lions team that needs a defensive lineman, interior defensive lineman, a young guy, a guy we took last year, the second pick in this rebuild, second pick, top of the second round. We take him, and it was a guy that's just needed to be kind of the Penei Sewell on the defense. Needed to be a guy that was just rock solid, come in, plug and play. We're rebuilding this whole franchise, and we take him early in the rebuild process, and he hasn't played. Really hasn't played. Even when he's out there, he's getting pushed around. He never was healthy last year. So I'm going to tell you what this kind of means for the Lions going forward. So the defensive line coach said it last year. Never fully healthy last year. Had a back injury. Tried to rehab it. Offseason looked good. Doing well. And then the first day the pads come out, he aggravates that back and never see him again. And then finally the Lions looks like they've been trying to rehab it, trying to get it back. And then they decide this past week, let's just go right for surgery and get rid of this thing and try to move on from it. And he loses this year. Been very vague about the back. Is it a spine? Is it, I'm not a back surgeon. Is it discs? Is it, what really is it? And what do we need to do? And Dan Campbell remained vague today in his press conference. That's when he announced that he was out. And then he just said, yeah, the question was, hey, if we go ahead and get surgery, are we able to move on from this? And he was vague again, said, I don't really know. Hopefully. Right. So I just, this is one of those moments where, look, you don't want to make it too big of a deal about it. And also injuries happen. It sucks, but it happens. But Brad Holmes has a history of drafting injured players. He's done it since he's been here. And you look at it and you think, well, okay, Jameson Williams, I don't hate that at all. I think that's fine. You go get a player. He may not even play this year either. We're playing the long game. But Levi, that just felt like didn't really necessarily need him, or was he worth that pick? It wasn't a terrible pick, but just the fact that, man, was he not healthy when we took him? There's a lot of questions now. And that's the type of mistakes or things that can't happen when you're in this type of a rebuild, trying to turn around a Lions franchise that's just been bad for so long. And we're really wanting to turn that corner. And now you've got the defensive tackle that we really need, and he's not there. And that's why we drafted him. We thought he could be a player there. So now you've got that interior D line, just the defense in general, right? We've seen it now time and time again. Struggled in the Patricia era. I remember thinking to myself when Patricia left, if I'm Brad Holmes, I do everything in my power to increase and to solidify the D line. And he's tried, and some things have happened. And Levi's a perfect example how you try and it's not working because he hasn't been on the field. And when he has, it's just not great. But we get Levi and Aleem, Aiden Hutchinson, signed Charles Harris, trying to stop teams from just running all over us, give ourselves a pass rush, give ourselves a chance. And so by Levi not being in there, it just really hurts us. We just don't have the depth. And you lose a player like Kaminsky, and Hutchinson's not quite got the juice quite yet in the NFL. Charles Harris is injured. It is very difficult to stop teams when you cannot stop the run. Then when you can't stop the run, you have to get more resources to stop the run. Then you can't stop the run, so you can't stop the play action. And it's just so difficult. So this is a huge blow, just because we thought maybe after the bye we'd get Levi, we'd get Pascal back, we would get Kaminsky back, we would get Charles Harris. I mean, there's 5 guys on our D line right there. And one guy's not coming back for the rest of the year. Kaminsky's still a couple weeks away. Pascal, I think, still going to be a couple weeks away. It's just difficult when you don't have the depth or the skill on D-line to be any good on defense. I think our linebackers are good enough. I really do. I think our linebackers are good enough. I think our secondary is not terrible. But when your D-line's not getting pressure, and it's just a whole thing, right? We get how football works. You're not getting pressure. You're not able to keep linemen off of your linebackers. It's all very difficult. So let me know in the comments your thoughts. Levi is out for the year. as we prepare for the Cowboys. See you on the